So what are you doing? Where in California do you live?
In Orange.
Oh, you're up by me then.
Yes, we know each other personally, in fact.
Oh, okay.
I went to buy some projectors from you.
Oh, great. Have you got them?
Yes, I do. I did.
Oh, how many are you using now?
I have the holographic projector and the receptor.
Oh, okay. So you haven't gotten into a standalone yet?
I have a standalone as well.
Oh, good. How long have you had that?
About a month or so.
How do you like it?
Well, I haven't seen any results yet.
Okay.
All right.
You feel it yet? Yeah, go ahead.
This is what's happening.
Your larger projector placed, where is it?
On the west wall, just like Steve told me.
Okay. Do you see it a lot?
Do I see it a lot?
Yeah.
It's behind a couple of vases. Should be completely clear?
Oh, yeah. You got to be able to see it to feel it.
You got to be able to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has to be. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's got to be in line of sight so that you can feel it, and you got to sort of like talk to it. It's kind of weird talking to an inanimate device, but when you talk to it, what it does is what it's really doing is projecting your energy into the hologram, and you're actually projecting it, and you're watching it go into the hologram. You may not actually see it, but it's actually happening.
Okay.
And I have a lot of clients that when sometimes they buy these things, they're skeptical, but once they've learned how to use them, they'll actually add a bunch more to their collection because they find the energy. But you got to look at it and talk to it like you would somebody, and you got to feel like you're getting an answer, even if you're not getting an answer. Just pretend. It's like use your imagination and feel it, and then what happens is pretty soon you will feel it.
Okay, I didn't know I had to do that part. I needed more
you got to do
instruction.
that. You just don't set it over there as an inanimate object. You got to address it. Because what you're doing is it's a transmitter. You know, in the beginning stages, it's a transmitter, and there are entities out there that will pick up on the energy because you're focused on it, because it's focused to them. It's like, you know how you walk into a large not an auditorium, but like a dome, and regardless of where you are in the dome, you hear people talking on the other side. They could be whispering, and you know how you can hear it clear across there, whereas you could shout at them if you weren't in a dome, they wouldn't even hear you. They're so far away. You follow what I'm saying? That kind of an effect?
Yes.
Okay. That's how the projector works.
Okay.
Same way. Except the people that are listening to you are not, normal people. They're kind of like a higher frequency.
I understand.
And that's how you get, and that's like opening up a communication channel.
Now,
And then what happens is the energy reflects back down into your body. And if you've got blockages in your livers or kidney from eating bad food or junk food or meat or any of those kinds of things in your life, all those blockages start to remove. And when those blockages are removed, then your body starts to etherically charge itself and recharge itself, and then it becomes like a despiraling of the DNA into the fourth dimension. Whereas the DNA on the third dimension, where we are, if you're using the receptor, is actually getting larger. So it's kind of like a figure eight turn. It's like a Mobius pattern, the way it works. So in other words, the way the projector works with the receptor, I would consider it a Mobius pattern. It turns in on itself.
And what kind of things should I talk to it about?
Whatever you want. Just ask it to do things for you. I mean, it sounds kind of stupid, but believe me, they deliver.
It works. It works.
Yeah, it works. I've got too many happy clients out there, and this Dr. Valerie, you ever listen to her show at all on BBS?
I heard her name. She probably had a show on Coast to Coast.
Yeah, well, she's been on BBS Radio now. She's been on there, yeah, Dr. Valerie, and she's on BBS Radio, and she has 2 complete systems. She's a medical doctor.
Yes. And
she has run diagnostic tests on, I don't know, how many patients has she done now, Steve, that she's documented, medically,
I know it's quite a few, very, very quite a few. As a matter of fact, she invited me out there, so I'm going to go out, I think, in June.
Probably over 100 at this point, where she's gotten results with almost all of them.
So when I talk...
Actually, and then how many patients have you had, Steve, over the since you started the projector system?
Oh, God, Fred. I would say I've run 1,000 people through the room.
Yeah. So
It's I'm
and
doing.
how many have not felt it so far?
Everybody that's come into the room has been affected by the projectors. Everybody that I've had. 100%.
So when I talk to it, how long do I have to repeat what I want, or just one time, or?
Till you feel something. That's what I did anyway. And I got to tell you that, I was a junk food eater for a long time, and I had to do a lot. I sold a lot. When I first started Pyradyne 32 years ago, I used to make these, well, I still do, we make these powderdomes. You put them on your head. I didn't feel anything. Everybody else did. And the way I introduced
I believe it most likely works, but I just don't know how to use it. I'm completely new to it, so.
Yeah, that's how you use it. Just get one up there and start looking at it and talking to it. And ask it to do anything, but be careful what you ask it to do, because it's going to do it.
Yes, that part I understand. Do I speak to it out loud, or can I be quiet, or mentally, or?
If nobody's around, shout at it. I don't care. I've talked to mine. I've thought at it. Everything talking is just fine. I feel too self-conscious. I don't even do it with my girlfriend's in the house,
And can I...
Mikkel, I'm sure you've met, but... And
yes.
Then, I'll tell you what, I just added my fourth one. I had one for several months, and the reason I couldn't have any more, because we had a hell of a lot of trouble getting these things produced, because they're not easy to make. So finally I was able to get far enough ahead in production versus orders, and I got a second one, and then it really kicked in. And then finally I got a third one, and I said, it's number 3, I'm never going to need another one. I was having such great results. And so that ran 3 for 8 months. And finally, we got way ahead in production. I got my fourth one about a week ago, which is on the wall over there by my candle. And I haven't really I don't think that fourth one's quite tuned in yet, but I feel it occasionally, and it's like an afterburner. That's all I can say.
And how often do I have to talk to it?
You can talk to it anytime you want.
Yeah, anytime. When I'm really after something, get something done, I talk a lot, and that speeds things up. And then all of a sudden what happens is it's like a landslide overnight. I might not notice anything for a month, and then there's a landslide.
So it may take about a month to see results.
Yeah, but sometimes it's quicker. I sold some to one of my neighbors down here, and boy, did he get results. He got results in the first day. But, he's a guy that's way overweight. He's one of my listeners. He's a great friend, and he just he believed that it could work. He had no idea about this stuff. This guy is he's one of these big promoter entrepreneur kind of guys, and in the satellite business, and he knew it would work. And I introduced him to the projector you wear around your neck, and I actually had it one for a client. I stayed over at his house one night, and I let him put it on, and he wouldn't take it off. He says, I don't know what I'm going to feel, but I don't want to take this off. And he still has it.
Yeah, I have both, the one you wear around your neck and the standalone.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Now, can I take the standalone with me, for example, in the car?
You don't need to.
I don't need to.
No, don't do that. Leave it at home. Yeah, just leave it at home. Leave it up on the wall where Steve told you to put it, but get a clear shot at it where you can see it and feel it.
Yeah, it's got to be very, very clear. And actually... And I'm looking at your projector, and it's really, really firing very well.
Okay.
But clear it out of the way. Make sure that nothing's in front of it.
At all times.
At all times. Yeah, you want to have it. And do you have your lasers on it yet, or do you have lasers for it?
I do have a green laser, but I do not have a red laser.
Yeah, you need the red one. The red one is the will. The red one stimulates the will in the body.
Okay.
And so you need that one. The green one is the Holy Ghost energy. It's the female energy, and you're a male, and I'm sure you're shooting the green one into it, but it wouldn't matter anyway because you can't see it. So you want to get the red one and the green one going into it. Like on my website, there's pictures on the website all over the place of how that works.
Do I shoot into the diamond, or how do I?
Yeah, into the diamond. Yeah, and the top diamond red and the bottom right diamond green.
I see. At the same time.
And leave them on there for a while. That'll rotor-root. It's like a rotor-rooter when you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you won't have a problem there.
How long should I leave the lasers on?
Until you feel something coming out of it, until you see something happen. That means in the middle of the night when you go to bed, you can turn them off. But I'd run them a lot at first. When I first got my first one, I run them all the time because they don't burn much electricity, and there's no reason, and they don't get too hot, and it costs like pennies a month to run. Just let them run. And then sometimes I turn them off because it gets too bright on the diamonds. But what most people do, and this is what I see, it's like jump starting your car. Once a lot of my clients that have up to 4 of them, they don't use the lasers much anymore. They use them occasionally, but they use the heck out of them in the beginning for the first 6, 8, 10 weeks. They used them all the time. Then they got the feel for it. They got rid of the lasers. They use them to light up a crystal or something. They more glitzy stuff. And that's what I've seen that happen a lot with people.
So tell me again what color goes on top?
Red.
Okay.
Yeah, red.
All right.
Thanks a lot for calling.
Are you using your laser, Steve?
Not really. I haven't used my
them,
laser.
Right?
Actually, I make colors in my own mind, so I use it for the lasers that way.
Yeah, didn't you start out with lasers, though?
I started with lasers, and it just didn't help me for some odd reason, Fred. I don't know why.
How long did you have the
wanted,
lasers on them?
I had it on for about an hour, and it did something, but it didn't do anything. But what I'm waiting for now is my crystal.
Yeah, you need